Alright, hello and welcome back to the continuation of my Sonic 3 and Knuckles Sonic Route playthrough. Let me make sure everything's working. Looks good. Let's jump straight on in. I should be able to finish up the game today, and I double checked where all of the big rings for the special stages are in Mushroom Hill, and I'm gonna try and get the rest of the Super Emeralds during this first zone. We already got that one, that's right. We need to get up to the top route, and I think... there should be a way. There we go. Well, it's not the top route, but I think we can still get to it from here. Yeah. Maybe. That was my fault. So, jump down here. Ooh. This is not gonna be a fun one. I am not going to be talking much during these because the Super Emerald special stages are... they require a good deal of concentration on my part. Oh, crud. Oh, where's the one that I am missing? There it is, back at the start. Forgot I had passed that one. That is 2 down, and there are 2 more rings in this act. Which, for the next one, we're gonna actually drop down to the bottom route. Yes, it is over here. Oh, right. This one. This one's a bit better than the last one, but still... These get rude. Ooh, I want to avoid those. There we go. Looks like there was maybe... Nope. Okay, let me do this kind of systematically. There it is. I was gonna say let me do this in rows. But that worked. Alright, 3 Super Emeralds down. And then the 4th one, we're gonna stick to the bottom route as well. We want to come back this way. Okay, Ooh, I do not like this one either. God, I'd forgotten how bad this... Well, I remember the Super Emerald stages were bad. I just forgotten how bad. I mean, it's kind of just go around in circles and jump when you get to the end of the circle, but it's so stressful to me. This is one where going for the perfect, it's not worth it. It's there purposefully to make you mess up. That part as well, so it's to kind of throw you off. You hit that last spring, and then you just stop touching the control pad, let Sonic bounce back. That's definitely one where I've gotten to the last 2 blue spheres and panicked because I saw they were behind me and messed up. And then we just finished the level as normal. All that's left ahead of us is the mini-boss. This is another situation where it's good to learn the Insta-Shield. Thank you, Tails. Normally you have to wait for that boss to start coming down the tree as it chops, but if you just do the Insta-Shield, you can hit it when it's at its highest. And I think there are... Let's see, there are 3 rings we can get, and how many did I say we have left? 2? No, we have 3 left. I'm just trying to keep an eye on... Oh, I think I messed up. Yep. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Luckily we can recover. The ring is up here. I almost skipped it. I have also messed up by this stage by going for that first sphere and then forgetting to turn, bouncing on the bumper, and then instantly losing. I've done that many a time. We're getting to the easy stages now since I'm doing them in reverse order. Okay, we want to try and stick to the top route and then drop down to the midpoint. Oh, and I miscounted. We have 4 rings in this stage, 3 emeralds to get. And the next one is down here. And I almost messed that up. So we have a safety net of 1 in case I mess up any of these stages. And then the third one, we need to take the top path. There's a Knuckles exclusive one on the bottom path, but like I said, Knuckles exclusive. Ah, dang it. Lots of mess ups there. 1 minute. I want to double check the map just so I don't mess this up. One second. Sorry, I thought I heard one of my cats. And I did indeed mess that up, so I'm gonna do some backtracking and try to get to it. Because I think we still can get back to it. Nope. Or maybe? I think there might be one little thing we can do that will... Yep. We can angle this right. No. I've got to kind of throw myself backwards. There we go. Back on route. Okay. I know there's... So like I said, we had one extra ring. There's one later in the stage, but I want to have it as a safety net, just in case I fail this one. Though, this one's really simple now that I remember. There's not really any... There's really not much of a risk of running into any red spheres. It's more of a... Finding the last one that you need can be a pain. It's very open. There we go. And that's all the Super Emeralds. So we're on track for the best ending. That and Hypersonic just completely breaks the game. In both good and bad ways. It is very easy to soft lock yourself in some areas. You can also break into some Knuckles only parts of levels and also soft lock yourself. But yeah, there's another ring right here. I don't like having Tails on the same side of this as me. Hello, V-Force 8. Alright, and boss time. I am doing alright today, just playing through some more Sonic 3 and Knuckles, hoping to finish up today. There's not much left. Just got through with work. Was a bit busier than I was expecting. Trying to decide if, when I finish this, if I will do the Knuckles route or not. Ooh, I do not like this part. I'm not really afraid of heights, but this section gives me such vertigo. I think I mentioned this last time I played, that like, in other platformers, bottomless pits don't really bother me, but there's something about the bottomless pits in Sonic 3 and Knuckles that just don't sit well with me. They make me very uneasy. Again, I'm not too concerned with 1-ups. We have 34, and I've only died once so far. I also don't like this part. Something about being crushed to death in Sonic also bothers me, but in Mario, I'm completely fine with it. It's like stuff that would just be a normal platforming hazard in other games really make me uneasy in Sonic. Ooh, like that. And this level just has so many places where you can be crushed and you can fall into a bottomless pit. And then time for the most effortless mini-boss if you have Supersonic or Hypersonic. You just stand in one spot and wait for it to kill itself. It's so funny how, like, a lot of the mini-bosses and bosses in, like, past the first and second stages in this game, it's been a very long time since I have fought them without Supersonic or Hypersonic, because I get that all the Chaos Emeralds and Super Emeralds so quickly now. This part also not a fan of. Like, legit, anytime I come to a section where there's a high risk of being squashed, like, all of the bones, all of the muscles in my body just tense up. which I will be very happy once we get to Lava Reef Zone. Just because once we get there, we're done with crushing hazards. I take my sweet time going through there because, Another boss fight where you can't really damage the boss. Like, I can hit it all day. It will not progress the fight. I hit it anyway because it's satisfying. But you just have to wait for it to go through, I forget how many laser shots. That's the last one though. And then we go to the real boss fight. I feel like I hear people complain about boss fights in the Knuckles half of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because there are a number of gimmicky ones, but I find them quite fun. A lot more fun than a lot of the gimmicky boss fights in later Sonic games. I'm purposely going to take a hit here. Because once again, we can just stand in one spot and beat the boss that way. I think we have to... Yeah. I forget what exactly triggers him to do the swinging attack, but I think you have to either jump over him a number of times or get him to move a certain distance. One thing I will say, though, I'm not a fan of this zone. Damn it, I forgot that it kind of flips back. Another instance where the Insta-Shield is just incredibly useful. But yeah, it's just a slow level. There are a ton of crushing hazards in the first act. The quicksand portions are not fun either. I would say this is the low point of the game. I adore this game so much, by far my favorite Sonic game, but I'm not a fan of Sandopolis. People like to trash talk Hydro City, however you want to pronounce it. I think that's a really fun level. It's actually a really fast level for a water level. For me, it's this one. I cannot stand Sandopolis. Apologies to anyone who this is their favorite level in this game, but like, I legit get it. Like I said, I love a level I hear people complain about a lot. No, that one is a pain to get. Also, give me a second, I think I might have a package arriving. Let me double check. No, it's for the neighbor. Ooh. That part's a bit of a gotcha. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but the reason Hypersonic is very broken is because he has this attack. I cannot remember what it's called. It's a precursor to the homing attack, where if you jump in midair, or press the jump button in midair, he'll like dash forward. And it kills any regular enemies on screen, as well as gives you a sudden boost, even straight up. So you can break into areas you're not meant to go into. Oh right, I need you to... and you can do it to get through walls and such that haven't loaded on screen yet. And there's one spot I can sometimes get to work, but it does put you in a spot that soft locks the game, so I'm not gonna do it. And then yeah, this mini boss, normally you just, even if you hit him, he kind of falls back and then just reforms, and he'll keep doing that. You have to lure him over into the sand here. Or you can get on the other side of him and hit his head and keep knocking him back until he lands in the sand. I just find it easier and faster if you just kind of walk him over there rather than hitting him. And now for this very infamous level. Even more infamous if you are playing as Knuckles. It is dark. Those switches turn on the light. Why would you ever need to do that? You will find out. You probably already know. If you are familiar with this game in any sort of way. Funny enough though, the reason you would want to turn the lights back on is not why this level bothers me too much. I really don't find it a problem. I find it a problem when you play as Knuckles though, which I will explain. So yeah, these ghosts come out. And as it gets darker, the ghosts will eventually become hostile. If you are playing as Knuckles, they are out from the beginning of the level and it is completely dark, and they will begin attacking you immediately. I can never remember how to do this part. And that is a problem because you start the level with 0 rings. And the reason they start the level already out, you eventually come to that capsule that they're stored in, and you find that it's broken. Which I feel like that, as well as a bunch of other things in Knuckles' playthrough, points to it taking place after a Sonic playthrough. Though Sonic Team swears that is not the case, and that Sonic and Knuckles playthroughs take place at the same time. Which makes absolutely no sense to me. It is one of the few things where I say, no, the creator is just wrong about that. That was a decent save. Was hoping for some ring capsules. There we go. So the ones that can appear at the top of the level are worth 80. If they spawn as rings instead of 1-ups. And here is another infamous part of this level. Sand that can and will crush you. I'm not worrying about the light. I probably should have gotten it. We have had plenty of time now that I see. So maybe I'll get to show off these guys becoming hostile and attacking us. Yep. I'm surprised they haven't tried attacking yet. Oh, there we go. So yeah, they'll kind of swoop down and try to hit us. And now it won't work. I think this is the end of the level. Slightly ahead. Maybe not. It's been a while since I have played. I always thought the fast closing door was near the end. So yeah, here's a part that's Knuckles only. You can do that dash when the door is just off screen, or the breakable wall, and you'll dash right through it. If you go in the right spot. I think you can get all the way through there if you have Hypersonic. But it has also been a long time since I have done that, and I don't want to risk it. Now we're at the boss fight. I am pretty certain. Oh, the next level, Lava Reef Zone, does have some parts where you can get crushed, but it's so rare that it ever happens to me that I kind of forget about it. Then this boss, which just approaches you slowly and sometimes shoots lasers. And if it goes all the way to the opposite side of the room, it will crush you, and it's an instant kill. So it's kind of a timed boss fight. And this is one of my favorite levels in the entire game. Like, I was gonna say Hydrocity is my favorite, but this might actually beat it now that I think about it. This level also just has so many rings and so many big rings that it's very easy to get several hundred rings by the end. I think the max I've ever gotten was like 600. Also, I will admit, I was not a fan of the Sonic Mania version of this level. I also wasn't a fan of the Mania version of Hydrocity. Overall, that was kind of my feeling with all the returning levels in Sonic Mania, was like, I felt the originals were better. Other than maybe Stardust Speedway, I liked it more than the levels that it was based on. But I think it was the only exception. All the others, I liked the originals more. I did really like the new levels in Sonic Mania. I thought those were great and kind of wish the game had more of those instead of, like half, maybe 2/3 of the levels being remakes of older ones. Especially Oil Ocean. I thought that was a weird choice. Does anyone really like Oil Ocean? Again, apologies if someone loves that level. I've never heard anyone say a good thing about Oil Ocean ever, though. And then another boss we can fight just by standing here in one spot. So this is the main level where I know of ways to get into Knuckles' route of it. The main problem being that there's like 1 or 2 spots that if you get into it will soft lock the game. And a few spots where ooh, I was sure that was gonna crush me. I'm surprised it didn't. But yeah, there's some spots you can get into without it causing problems, but I'm, again, not gonna risk it. It's one of those things that I find fun to do once I've beaten the game and everything is saved and I don't have to play through the levels again. I can just kind of explore. It was not my intention there to get hit so that I could turn into Hypersonic by getting that ring. I had forgotten it was there in the first place. But it worked out. But yeah, these tubes, you can actually jump up into them and then do that dash attack. In some of them, it's safe to do that. Others, they put you in a small room with a wall that only Knuckles can destroy, and it doesn't give you enough room to get the wall off screen, and you just soft lock there. And I do not remember which ones are safe and which ones are not, so I'm just going to avoid all of them. But yeah, this is another part where you can get crushed, but it's like... It's really hard to do it, because as long as you're holding right during that part, you'll pass through with no problem. There's no timing or anything involved. So I want to say, yep, you can drop down here. Normally you have to go back to the left and keep going up, but this is a shortcut that shoots you straight to the end. And it's boss fight time. And once again, a bit of a gimmick boss, but as long as we have the fire shield, the lava does not hurt us. Though there is one part here that can cause me problems. Where it's easy to fall off into a bottomless pit. Okay. That's the only part I really had to worry about. And now, time for the boss. So again, another gimmick boss where we have no way of hitting it because of all the spikes. So our strategy is have it hurt itself. And I believe this boss, unlike others which normally take 8 hits, I want to say this one takes either 10 or 12. I'm pretty sure it's 10. So yeah, normally you would have to jump across these platforms, but again, we have the fire shield. We could just stand on the lava. If I get hit at any point, we can turn into hypersonic. But I'm just gonna kind of do this pattern and show how you would normally fight it. And then a fun thing that can happen, if you don't have a shield during this part, you don't have rings, or if you just jump into the lava, you can die during this part. Oh man, I just noticed OBS does not like this background. There's some rings during this part we can get. And I'm going to get all of them. Because total, I believe there is exactly 50. Unless you can get up to the secret room, which I can't control tails, so I cannot. Oh, actually, I think I missed some. Oops. Oh well, we can still get 50. And then we'll move on to one of the other more famous parts of the game. Messed that up. Oh well, we don't need a ton. It's not like this boss fight is very long or difficult. But as a kid, I loved this part so much. You get to fight Knuckles. And you can transform into Hyper Knuckles and just stand on top of him and easily beat him that way. And then there's that interesting mural in the background. That seems to be foretelling some sort of confrontation. I loved this part when I was younger. I still like it now. I thought it was just really cool kind of storytelling. Knuckles is too exhausted to keep going. This is a level where it would have been good to not have Tails following me, since he can collapse some of the platforms before I ever touch them. In general, I would say unless you have someone else playing as Tails, this game's a lot easier single player. I forgot that I was not planning on turning into Hypersonic there. I was just trying to do the insta-shield. Also, a fun thing with this level that I am not going to try because I've only ever gotten it to work completely by accident. It has some interesting vertical wrapping that happens where there's some areas where I believe if you jump with the screen scrolled just the right amount, you can actually kind of wrap around to the top part of the level and skip tons of sections, but I do not know how to do it. I've only ever gotten it to work by accident when I was younger. Wanted to try and see if that sphere head rings. But yeah, and this level is fun in that we've already fought one boss, which was a rematch of the first boss from Sonic 1, and then that one was a boss from Sonic 2. And this level is interesting in that it's only one act. It has 3 bosses, and they are not all sequential. You fight them throughout the stage. As a kid, this was also one of my favorite stages because it was like, cool, 3 boss fights, and it's against who I, at the time, thought was Metal Sonic, but is actually a completely different character. But still, I thought it was really cool fighting this Metal Sonic throughout the stage. And it is a fun level. I really enjoy it, even now. Ah, thank you, Tails. The one good thing you have done so far. And I'll say that about most of the stages in this game, that, like, I think they still hold up. I love them. It's my favorite Sonic game. I will never say it about Sandopolis, though. Awful level. Then again, we can just trivialize that fight by doing that. We are at the penultimate zone of the game. I don't know how that hurt me. The lightning shield is supposed to make you immune to those floors. Ooh. Almost did not jump in time. And then there's these things which just take forever. And I actually want to go back because I want to get those. Ah, I think I can still get them. I think this is a ramp. Yep. This is another level that has I feel kind of an infamous part in it. At least for me, it was very infamous. And I actually found it more difficult than the Barrel of Doom. And I'll explain it when I get to it. But yeah, Lightning Shield, you can just walk across these floors and completely skip that part. No. So I guess if we get hit and lose the shield, we can at least go hypersonic. But I would like a lightning shield. This is it. So, this part, there's a locked door on the other side of the room. And the way to open it is this thing that's moving up and down in the middle. We have to hit all of the yellow parts and turn them red. And as a child, I just could not do that. But I figured out the Barrel of Doom. And I had no trouble with the Barrel of Doom. It was that part I could not get past. It was really hard for me to kind of predict, like to look at its movement and predict where it was going to go. So it was kind of just luck for me whether or not I hit all the things that I needed. We need to go the other way now, which actually I may have messed myself up. I may have. I think we can get enough speed here to get back up top, and if not, that thing will hit me and I can go hypersonic and jump up there. That may have deloaded it. Yeah. And then if you've played Sonic Mania, this boss should look kind of familiar. Though the second phase is very different. And that it gets this laser. I love that Tails drops off right there and dies. And I have died to this first enemy many times. Which again is another section where it's really good to know how to use the Insta Shield, because then you can protect yourself from its little spike ball. And then yeah, this part has a lot of sections where we will be on the ceiling. I also do think this is one of the best, like, final stages in a Sonic game. It's like just challenging enough your first playthrough, and it's got some cool stuff. Earl Grey. Uh-oh. Sorry, my cat opened some stuff on my computer. The only other final level in a Sonic game that I like more would be Final Rush in Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, yeah, there's Cannon's Core. It's technically the final level, but it's bad. And I'm gonna say, you know, Final Rush, it's the final level of the hero story, so it's a final level. Here, I no longer want to be Hypersonic because we have 3 bosses coming up next. Tails also causes a lot of problems during the Gacha Machine bonus stages. And I have nowhere near enough rings to last through all the bosses as Hypersonic. So yeah, this boss, again, we cannot hit it because it's got that shield around it. And I messed up right off the bat. What we have to do is get these little spiny boys to drop up and hit it. And the timing is a little awkward. I like to just kind of stand in one spot and like right outside the door and kind of watch the guys. I forgot that one was moving the other way, but that works. It's a long and slow fight. Also, sometimes they will explode after a short amount of time. It exploded right before it hit it. No! There we go. The next boss fight, which I guess you could kind of count this as... It's got 2 phases. I was gonna say, I guess you could count this one as 2 bosses, but it's more of... It has 2 phases. The Death Egg Robot. The second one of its kind. And way bigger than the first. And I love the music during this part. Which, sadly, I'm gonna go and mess up the music. But it's gonna be right back for this final phase. which I kind of count this one as a separate boss fight. It's not much of a boss, but it's there. And it's very easy to die during this part. Because sometimes, yeah, you'll hit the far wall and bounce back far enough that you fall off and die. Sometimes hitting the boss will also send you flying off the back of the stage. Especially the final hit. It is very common if you hit him on the left side and not from underneath to get thrown back into that pit there. And now the final level. Which during this part, I've got to both be fast and stock up enough rings for the fight up ahead. The missiles cannot hurt us, they just knock us back slightly. And slow us down. I also love how the music is timed perfectly so you get to the boss during that kind of build-up. And again, we cannot hurt him, we have to get him to fire his missiles into his own face. And it's kind of difficult. It's somewhat easy to run out of rings during that part. Now the second phase, where we have to chase after him. Which thankfully the game gives us some rings during this part. There we go. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles Sonic Route completed. Thank you so much for watching. That's going to be the end of my stream today. I'm going to be turning off the microphone here in a moment, but no Pokemon tomorrow. I might be able to stream some Pokemon Saturday. We will see. But thank you so much for watching. Next Thursday, I might start the Knuckles routes, but I might play something else instead. Like I said, Thursdays are gonna be TBD.